Cool. All right, let me move my camera here. Cool. Lighting doesn't look as fancy, but we are here. Okay. All right, everybody. See you over there. There we are. Can you see me? All right, cool. Oh, so much better. Great. Let's see here. Just got out of the shower. I'm a little wacky. Right now, cool. That's strange. It shouldn't. Let me see. I'm gonna check it real quick. That's really weird. Huh. I copy and pasted it from this one, from the actual share. I think it might have got twisted up because of the... I'll post another update. Please disregard last link. This is the correct link to the live. Okay, great. Oh, hey. What's up, Brandon? Long time no see. Good to see you, too. Yeah, I don't know what was up with that last one, but I got another one sent out. We got 6 people in here. So let's get to it, yeah? Let's start reading. So I'm just going to put out a little precursor here as we wait for people to join. Ask for a nice blessing for this reading. Let's see. Just ask, what do we want to focus on today? What will bring us here now? Got the Find Air card. Cool. Sweet. That's our lucky medicine for the day. Find an air. How do we find that air? Oh, it's us making friends. Hey, y'all. Cool. So let's get into it, shall we? I've got a long list of, so I've got about 13 different responses from the Google form, and I'm just going to go through them in the order that I got them. If anybody has any sort of question that they want to put into the live chat, you can do that as well. Let's get started, y'all. And also, just before we get started, I just got another version of the cards in the mail, and they've got this nice red edge, but for some reason, the colors on the front came out so bad, and so I've been working through doing color correction the last couple of days, but this is the final stretch. I'm so ready to get these out to everybody. So yeah, one last hurdle before we get them. I just got to get these colors less. They're so bland on this new one. It's almost hard to see some of the cards. but these edges look nice. Ooh. All right. So the first question was submitted by Aloise. I hope I'm saying that right. Aloise. I believe that's a German name. We see another one. Which expansions are in the deck? This particular deck, the factory hasn't sent me any. I've been fighting this factory for months to send me some samples, and they wouldn't do it. And then they printed a bunch and sent me a few, and they're all off. And so now I've finally convinced them to send me some samples and send me like the full kit and caboodle. I don't know why they wouldn't do it. They just wouldn't budge for probably 2 months. I fought them on it. So soon we'll have the expansions in my hand and ready to play with. But I had to go through a little bit of I don't even know how to say it. I feel like I've been slogging through the mud with these folks, but so close. I'm getting so close. Okay, so the first, this is the base deck. This is the 88 card deck, right? That's this one. That's what this guy looks like. So, yep, just the 88s. I do not have the companion deck, which I realized we made so many expansion cards, and I'm working on more, by the way, that it acts as just a totally separate deck. And so I was going to play with keeping that one separate and just pulling cards with it. But that's a discussion for another day. When you have a moment, we can pull a card for Pluto and Aquarius. Absolutely. All right. So let's go through the questions that were submitted in the Google form first. So this is from Aloise. They wanted to know about their human companionship in the next year. So let's pull a couple cards for Aloise. What can we tell Aloise for human companionship in the next few years? And if you hear any noises in the background, I actually work out of a warehouse, and there's a couple different people at work today, or this evening rather. So for Aloise, you got a couple different cards. The first one, so the question was human companionship in the next year. What do you want me to know about the human companionship in the next year? And you got this Embrace the Void card, which is actually a time of being alone and being in, not being alone, but being and embracing the space. Sometimes these periods of time that are in front of us are periods of gestation, and they can often be difficult, but it's going to test, and what it's trying to test within you is how well you're able to stay grounded, right? And so for the last card that I pulled for you is this Rise Above It card, which means it's actually ultimately a non-problem. And then if you do not focus on finding companionship in the next year, it will give you a broader view and you'll come out stronger, right? So you got Embrace the Void, covered by Ground Yourself, and Rise Above It. So stay firm wherever you are, right? It's going to probably try to shake you up, It's hard to be, without companionship for long periods of time, but we can find that elsewhere as well until the time is right. I hope that answers your question. Let's see. Let's go on to the next question here. DSD says, my career, if I will have a new job or if I will stay in my actual job. if you want a new job, I bet you can find one. Do you want to stay in your current job? I would ask yourself these questions. What can you do to get into the job that you desire, right? Sometimes I will change questions. And I have a general question that I like to ask that I found that is really, really good. When our question removes our volition from the process, it's good to come back and ask how we can address the core of the question, right? All of our questions come from like a deeper place. And usually the question that we're asking isn't actually what we want to know. So I'll pull you a couple cards. The first one is, what is the best medicine for this situation? I think I love that question. If ever you're doing tarot and working with other people, what is the best medicine for this question? Typically gives the best results. So I'm going to do that with this question here. ESD's question. Got the Dispel All Illusion cards and Follow Your Heart. Find Fire. We got 4 cards. So we got a couple cards here. Your first card is to dispel all illusions, right? Illusions are interesting. They're things, they're not like mirages or something like that. They are things that are difficult to look at within ourselves, right? They're things that if we saw them for what they are, they cause some sort of hurt within us. And so we tell ourselves stories or we give ourselves excuses around situations. That is an illusion. It's something that's coming from yourself. It's not something that's projected towards you. So being very, very clear about all of the things that you're making excuses for, that's going to really help you in your career. And then you've also got heart medicine. So following your heart. What does your heart want? Actually go into your heart and ask it in English. What do I want? Right? That's super important to follow what our heart wants, because our brain is really slow and it can get caught in these loops, but our body knows. And then you've got these 2 cards, the Find Fire and the Moon. So it's saying, find this courage, this fiery energy to go into the unknown. Sometimes we can get really comfortable, right? This is also a card of intuition. So following your intuition into somewhere that's not yet known, that you haven't done before. I always tell people that sometimes the things that you've always wanted are on the other side of something you've never tried before. And I think that that's very, very true. And for me, this whole answer that you've got is to go into the unknown, but first look at where you might be making excuses for yourself. So we've got we had a question earlier about pulling some cards for Pluto and Aquarius. So let's do that. What do we want to know about Pluto and Aquarius? What do we need to know about Pluto and Aquarius? Got the Find Air card. Ooh, we got some elements going. So this is a time of choice, right? This is a time of great choice and movement, whatever this is. Aquarius is an air sign as well, but oftentimes this card represents movement in the realm of thought, because our thoughts are always moving. Air and clouds are great representations of the way that our mind works. It's this like airy quality, right? Where our thoughts, can we see our thoughts? It's like air. So it's a very like thoughtful time. But paired with that air is the Find Fire. So it seems like power is going into that fire, because air ignites that fire and grows it. And we're at a crossroads. Let's do a classic, because my system, when you get to these go cards, and you can see on the edge, it's quite different. We're going to do a crossroads spread. Cool. Well, we'll just have to, Curlo Tech says, I couldn't afford them. Unfortunately, the exchange rate and shipping is really pricey. Where are you? Where are you located? Canada. Well, hopefully we'll get them into some stores in Canada. In the meantime, Pluto in Aquarius, let's make I'm going to tip the camera down a little bit, just make a crossroad. So this is where we're coming from. I like this. We've got the start of something new and then reformulating our approach. And then what's at stake, where this leads, the light at the end of the tunnel is finding others, finding like-minded individuals, right? So this is the light at that's coming up over the horizon. And here are the directions that we can take. Got the Mercury card, as well as the card of shamanic concealment. That's really interesting. Tom got the same spread almost from the moon. So a lot of this has to do with coming into contact with other like-minded individuals. And I think this is has to do with it feels like friend groups to me almost. But one direction is Mercury, right? This card of, or this state of change, constant flux, going into this state of constant flux. And then you've got the world moving through us, right? The world moving through us. And then you're feeling. So this guy's feeling. So going into trusting, feeling through that flux, which will bring us to more groundedness. Over here, we've got the contact the other, and then the moon, which means this road looks like connecting with, who is this? Let's see. Yeah, the dead, the spirit world, contacting the spirit world. So going deeper into connection with the spirit world. So this feels more like going deeper into connection with the physical realm, right? And our body, and this way is more like connecting deeper with the spiritual realm, right? And it's kind of a slow way to do it. So yeah, I hope that answers the question for Pluto in Aquarius. It looks like what's really going on is we can either go towards the physical or go towards the spiritual, right? The spiritual is a more patient road than the physical. But what's at stake is finding our like-minded people. Cool. I hope that answers your question. Let's see. Well, hopefully we can get set up in Canada. Nice. Okay, let's go to this next question. So Rose, if Rose is in here, here's the answer to your question. I'm just going to pull a couple cards for you, see what comes out. Advice for the year ahead. What would best help Rose in the year ahead. Got the Crossroads card again. So you've got choices in the near future. Pull this down again. Here we go. This is for Rose. Same cards. Interesting. It's funny how that happens. So I'm seeing a theme this evening. We're getting a lot of fire and air, right? So Rose, it looks like you're coming from a place of opportunity and moving into a place where you actually have choices potentially in your career. I would say this is most likely your career. Mercury rules finances and things like that. One way is to get that like fiery, passionate energy, and then you'll have a lot of that. It's kind of hard growth, but I see this as a very important. Saturn rules how we essentially grow, right? And if you do take this path, this path of courage and responsibility, it's going to take you somewhere more beautiful than you could have imagined. In regards, I imagine, through your career. Over here, you've got the air and the embodied light. So if you take the more like light-hearted and airy way about life, it's going to lead you into a place that is, more trusting in yourself, right? For me personally, when I see this card, I go for this card every time, but it takes courage. Sometimes it's a little harder to get there. This way, I feel like what I'm hearing more than anything is like lightening the load. If you're carrying a heavy burden, this way is like a lightening of the load, right? Which will bring a lot of clarity, but this way will bring you to somewhere super beautiful. Cool. Hope that helps. Right on. That was for Rose. Any other questions? Let me see. All right. What else do we have here? Next question. This is for Alana. A direction. I've been liminal. So Alana asks if I could help her with a direction. I've been in a liminal space, stuck for nearly a year. So let's, again, I love the question, like posing the question and asking for the best medicine for a situation. Actually, I'm going to switch decks here real quick. Okay. What is the best direction for Alana? You got the Pluto card. Nice. Got a t-shirt coming to Curlo too. Hi, Holly. I'm only on the fourth question, so I think it will pop up in there. So best direction. I love Pluto. I'm going through kind of a Pluto moment myself. It's about letting the old versions of yourself die off so you can become new. And Pluto, unless if you fight Pluto, Pluto fights back and always wins. And so to have Plutonic energy in your way forward, in your direction, it feels like you should allow for deep change to happen. And I always say to come from your highest ideal, right? So the way forward for you is through that plutonic stuff. Sometimes that looks like doing things that we're afraid of, right? Let's ask about Pluto. What does Pluto look like in this situation? Yeah, just like I said, be the highest ideal of yourself. This is the be yourself card, right? We've got the Pluto card with the be yourself card. Sometimes it takes a lot of external pressure for us to be. This is my card of. This is kind of like my fuck it card, right? Fuck it, do whatever you want, be who you want to be, right? Pluto says this is the lesson of Pluto that I'm learning. There's no way. If you're the best version of yourself, there's no way to go wrong, right? And sometimes we have to rely on those external influences and pressures and change to bring that out of us. And so your way forward for the next year is to hopefully embrace that with a level of grace. Yeah, Holly says, I don't think my question came through, but so many other people's questions sort of echo my life as well. Yeah, I think we're all going through it at the same time. So this is from Jake to Mo. Mo wants to know. Yeah. Hey, Helen. Yeah, everybody is kind of the same. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm actually kind of surprised I didn't dress up a little more. I've been getting all these costumes and putting together a new project. I'm keeping it on the low, but it's going to be fun. I've just kind of been getting ready to release the beast. Be yourself, y'all. Everybody be yourself. So Jake says, Mo, when I finally meet you physically, what can I do to form the strongest bond with you? All right. Oh, we got a jumper. Nice. You got the card of relationships. Right? We know ourselves through our relationships with other people. We only know we can only see in others what we see in ourselves until they teach us something new, if that makes sense, right? That's the purpose of all of our relationships. So you've got a relationship card here, and we're going to do a mirror spread. So, ooh, I see some love going on for you. So your side of the mirror, being grounded and wanting love, coming from a place of love, which is the best place to come from. And on the other side of the mirror, what will be reflected back to you? Oh, hi. Nice. This feels like some sort of a fated connection. I would say a karmic connection. You've got the dead card right here, connecting to the dead. So you've got love over here on your side of the mirror and grounding, and then what's being reflected back to you is this kind of what I see this as like a karmic cycle, right? And you have a crossroads. So whatever this relationship is going to open up some possibilities for you. It's going to be reflected back at you. And this is the card of commitment, right? Burning your boat is the card of showing full commitment. So what I see for you is kind of an intense connection. What you can do, let's see, what can we do to form the strongest bond? I think it already answered the question. What you can do to form the strongest bond is to look into that mirror, right? Just be there and look into the mirror that is this other person. So you got something good coming, something intense coming, some sort of karmic connection coming. But stay grounded. Stay grounded. All right. Next question. Unless somebody in the see if anybody has any questions in the chat. Nope. Okay. Sixth question. What should be my first priority when choosing a new job? Melinda. It's a great question. I love that question. Got to get your priorities straight, you know? All right. What should Melinda's priorities be choosing a new job? Take your time. So this is the card waiting until light. It's waiting for a new day, right? And I get this a lot with relationships and new jobs. Avoid all traps. So I would be very, very clear about how you approach this and what you want, and be very cautious. Listen to yourself. If something feels like a trap at all, it's a trap, right? And I think this is specifically in regards to the people that you're working with, right? This is a card of finding others. This is the way forward, right? So let me make sure all these traps on. Yeah, if you want to avoid these traps, call upon the help of your ancestors. If you don't already, we're always surrounded by people, and they're going to help you navigate this situation. But yeah, your way forward is to take your time and make sure that you don't run into any traps. And let me see here. Let me check my phone. I'm going to put everybody on hold for about 30 seconds. I'm going to go grab something. Hang tight. All right. Sorry about that, everybody. Grab something special. Cool. Can you ask whether my veteran's disability will be approved by Christmas? I'd like to see how you handle yes or no questions with this deck too. So the yes or no questions are handled really easily with this deck because there's a yes or no. When it's that black and white, there is a yes and a no card, which is actually one of my favorite cards. I'm going to put on a hat because my hair is insane. It's driving me nuts. All right. Matches a little bit too. Cool. All right. All right. I got you, Helen. Get that question next. Let's see if PDX Lasher's disability will go through this year by the end of the year. It doesn't look like it's going through by the end of the year, just based off of the cards that I pulled, which is Neptune, covered by reformulate your approach, right? This happens oftentimes when we need to look at how we are approaching things and whether or not we're like banking on something. Neptune is the card of dreams and illusions, right? They can kind of be the same thing, not necessarily painful illusions, but dreams are things that are moving all of the time, and they can be hard to grab onto, right? So Neptune is really funny, slippery energy. But you also got a couple other cards. Got a window of opportunity. It's a Pikachu face. You've got a window of opportunity and the start of something new. So let's ask what that is. So what is this gateway?
I think it's doing the thing where she spun around.
She spun around.
Yeah, like nothing is staying.
Got some sort of a breakthrough coming for you. Uranus is interesting. Uranus pops up when there's some sort of I see this a lot in like breakups and things like that. But beyond that, because a breakup is oftentimes a breakthrough, right? As well as this gateway. It's very much gateway energy. So you've got the start of something new. What is this new thing that's coming in? Nice. I like that card. This is the Seek the Edge card. So it's going, I like this as usually as a card of travel, going somewhere. Going somewhere that you haven't been before, somewhere new. If you've got any trips or anything coming up, let's see, some sort of venture perhaps. The other side of this gateway is your destiny. And the bigger picture. Yeah. So it doesn't feel like it's going through by the end of the year, but definitely looks like some sort of new beginning is going to lead to wonderful things, to bigger stuff, bigger picture stuff. Yeah, it's all pretty harmonious. Yeah, I like it. And then Helen said, no need to answer this. What does the energy look like for my interstate move next year? And thanks everybody for tuning in. This is really fun for me. I've been kind of, it's been crazy. I moved to California and I lost my home suddenly a little while ago. And I've just kind of been grinding and haven't got to hang out very much recently. I feel like I'm knocking the dust off my brain right now. I love reading for people and I just haven't been doing it as much. I've been busy in manufacturing land. Rough shuffle. Oh well. Okay. This is for Helen's question. Everybody's getting the crossroads tonight in different decks and the air card, it feels like. So you've got a period of, you're going through a period of waiting on this side. And then you've got this period of, this feels like travel to me. Yeah, again, new beginnings. Everybody's getting this too. New beginnings, the plant seeds card. And your crossroads here. So let's see what that new day looks like at that crossroads. We got the traps card right here. So let's figure out what this means. I'm going to pull a few more cards. So you've got a period of waiting, and then you've got the air card with the plant seeds card. So that newness, that garden, right? Putting seeds into the ground, growing them, finding air, and then you've got this crossroads with an avoid all traps. But that's the light coming up over the horizon. So this is typically a great position to be in, especially for something like that. It means you are avoiding those traps. So one side of the road, got the Leo card, courage, and the way forward. So it's the obstacle is the way. And then you've got this dream card. So we'll come back to that in 1 second. So your traps are going to look, the things that are going to be the traps, what they look like are conflict situations, right? This Mars energy, and in this particular configuration, I would say this feels like fighting. This feels like something that's fighting against you, right? And to avoid those things, you've got Leo, which is courage. This is one direction that you could go. Leo, which is courage, and then you've got the way forward. So going through that struggle, right, and just making it happen, and that's going to lead to some sort of dreamy situation, right? So being very dreamy. So the energy for this move next year, there is some challenges for sure. You've definitely got some challenges. And then one direction that you could go, it really wants you to know to just keep opening up that portal, right? Your crown chakra, and finding clarity through everything. So you've got a couple different body cards, right? So this person, you've got the create card, you've got the connecting to higher states card, and then you've got getting all of your ducks in one bucket card, right? So this is saying that you have the opportunity to get incredibly prepared, but that starts with your body and your mind, right? Clearing out your eye gate and your ear gate and making something happen, bringing the feminine energy into creating something that will bring more coherence into your body and into your life, right? So you've got some options coming next year. And both of these, I think, are going to be very, very good, but some of these energies are very challenging. They're going to take a lot of courage and a lot of focus inward on the mind and body, right? So let me see here. Let's see if there's any parting wisdom for the spread. It's kind of a funny answer for the interstate move next year, but the biggest thing is that you have a choice. You have choices for next year. I'm going to clarify this a little further. Yeah, like I said, so over here, you've got all this body stuff, and I was like, well, clarify this whole path, and you got the connect to your body, and then over here you've got like really just sticking with it, right? Going through with the plan. This is the plan right here, and making dreams happen, right? Making your dreams happen, but it's kind of probably a little bit of a rocky road that's going to take a lot of optimism and courage to get you there, right? And this way, I feel like, is more just home feels like home is where I keep hearing home is where the heart is, right? And being in more connected to yourself in regards to home as opposed to actually making that home happen, right? Cool. I hope that answers your question. This way is kind of funny in regards to this question, but it did very much wants me to let you know that it's going to be a very bodily journey. Cool. All right. So Linda said, hey, I'm working on a business and I have some delays and difficulties. How does it look like? How does it look like? Any progress or starting in the early next year? Let's find out for you. Ooh, got a jumper. Okay, put that over there. This is for Linda. Thanks for hanging out with me, everybody. It's good to see everybody. Many familiar people in there. It's always nice to check in. I want to do these more often. Got a lovely studio set up now. I can start doing this more. Okay. What's the best medicine for Linda? And her question. Everybody. Feels like this next year is just going to be a crossroads for everybody. You've got two of them. You've got two of these spread cards. So we're going to make a big spread for you. So I'm going to tip this guy down. So you got this one first, and you got this one. So the way that my system works is it makes a map, especially when you have more than one of these. So let's do the same layout we've been doing. The crossroads. This is where Linda's coming from. Again, more Pluto energy. Everybody's got the Pluto energy right now. I'm certainly feeling it. Pluto, so being reborn into something new, death and rebirth, getting that pressure of Pluto coming down and saying, you know, you're going to have to change whether you like it or not. You got to let parts of yourself die. Pluto rules the underworld, right? So going through the underworld, I've definitely been going through the underworld as well. So you've got your crossroad, you've got your bridge up here. So I'm going to spread this a little bit and give room for more crossroads stuff. So your new day, again, it feels like everybody's getting the same cards over and over in different decks. Got the air card of movement and thought and connection. You've got flying by your intuition over here. Embracing the chaos. Man, you've got all sorts of spread cards. This is a great opportunity to show how these spread cards work, though. And then over here, we've got already off to a good start. Putting absolute trust into the universe. This is the card of faith. And then the card of patience. And then the card of details. So what you've got over here, if you do go by your intuition and through this chaotic time, chaos is often, I see this card often as the card of fun. If you can embrace it, yeah, it's like fun with community. This is the card of work too, people working together and getting along. So if you go by your intuition and do this situation that seems fun and is also a work situation, this is going to open up a window of opportunity for you that is going to lead to, you've got every single spread card. So that's going to lead to some sort of look at that. You got, I didn't even know there's two in here. So the chaos decks are going out with a lot of double cards. I don't know how that got in there, but so you got this window. This is definitely a window of opportunity leading to some sort of relationship. That makes sense. It feels like a very powerful relationship. So going by your intuition and around the situation of work and chaos, which is oftentimes fun, is going to open up a portal. Probably this looks like to a loved one. Okay. So on the other way, if you kind of relax into it and go slower and more detail oriented, right? If you just float down the river patiently, you've got the dead at the end and some sort of release, right? This feels like releasing something that has died to me, which can be very, very liberating, or giving something away. What is this? Yeah, this just feels like waiting around to me. Over here, you've got this relationship and all of these windows of opportunity and people surrounding you and all of that. Regardless, whatever this is, it's going to require you to go and traverse in between your emotional and your intellectual bodies, right? So you need to go over all of these situations that are happening between your head and your heart. Yeah, and that's gonna bring you somewhere wonderful. But so you've got loved ones over here, and you've got kind of a period of waiting and release over that way. But to me, this feels like just going for it is going to do you well. Hope that answers your question. Cool. That was Linda. So David says, I've been keeping my heart open to life through a period of grief. It was very hard, but I love who I'm becoming. Guidance for bravely moving forward in light after a breakup. Davis, are you wanting guidance? Is that what it is? So let me pull some cards for you. You're welcome, Linda. Good luck in your endeavors, and please keep me posted. You know, oftentimes people ask questions, and I never hear back, or I hear back a lot later, and it's always wonderful to hear back. So keep me posted, please. If it goes well and I pop into your mind, send me an email. Okay, so this is for Davis. Okay. So I would take your time, and you're going through a period of discomfort, and it's going to be a while before you feel celebratory again. You need to let parts of that die off. Let me see here. I want to pull more cards.
Yeah, it's super sick. Like they don't even give
All right, let's see.
I'm sure they just like throw it on a butcher block and just
All right.
You get some like backing, like they're just like.
It was like under $4.
Yeah, like
That's crazy.
Interesting.
you get some pretty killer deals, but you do get super team.
Consider opening stuff.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
let's see.
You gotta. That's what you get sometimes.
So this breakup for you is a shift into something new, and what this looks like is you needing to be patient and patient with yourself in regards to this. Before it's going to be a minute before you're open to like celebrating life again. And we've got over here the dead and saying yes to the help that's coming through for you right now, right? And it's trying to tell you to just stop and slow down. I know the last time I had a terrible breakup, I could feel my ancestors come through, specifically my great grandmother Rose. She gave me all sorts of guidance and was there with me through, because heartbreak is no joke. It's really, really difficult. And this is a period in which you need to go through that dark tunnel, because it's going to lead, it's going to lead you into a place of better clarity about your approach in life, the things that you create, and who you are in your core, right? But to do all of that, you need to pay attention to the signs around you. Have you been seeing things that are repeating themselves, right? I mean, my card popped outside your door. I don't know the last time I had. I don't know how one of my business cards is floating around halfway across the United States and found itself outside of your door. But keep following those little signs, and it's going to take you to a better version of yourself and a better life. But to do that, we have to listen to what the dead has to tell you, what the dead have to tell you, what your ancestors have to tell you, because they're with you right now and they're helping you through this situation. Yeah, I hope that helps. So to just take your time. This kind of stuff doesn't end overnight. These feelings we carry with us for a very long time sometimes. Okay, so we got Carly. Yeah, no problem, Helen. Thank you. Hey, Carly. Carly asks, out of curiosity, does it have thoughts on my current spiritual endeavors? Sure, let's ask. Let me do a different way of spreading these out. I mean, it seems like just keep going for it. Keep following your heart and your joy. These are all wonderful cards, right? This is the card of seeing ourselves and others and through the universe. And then you've got your heart card and your joy card. So what I would say with all of this is that you've got a lot of joy here to share, and ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And people look at you and that joy is reflected back to them, right? That heart energy and that joy is reflected back to them. So good on you. This is all really wonderful. Keep doing it. So you've got a window of opportunity as well. Everybody's got all these crossroads and opportunities tonight. So all of this, whatever is going on in your spiritual life, in regards to all of this joy and heart energy that you're putting out, it's opening something up for you that's going to bring you in alignment with others that can help you define your inner world better. But you have to ensure that you don't miss the opportunity to do so. Yeah, again, you got this card twice. I don't know how these things happen, but there's not supposed to be two of those in there, but you got it twice. So you got on the other side of this gateway here is this community of people, and saying, keep an eye out. Don't miss it. Do not miss this opportunity to find people who can help you go inward and be more detailed oriented in regards to the way that. Well, not detail oriented. That's not the right way. Just inward, right? Going inward. We can go outward. We can zoom out as far as we can, but we can also do that inwardly, right? So cool. So Carly, cool. You're welcome, Davis. Yeah, I can pull a few cards for you. Do you have a question, Dolores? Okay. Oh, I also need some guidance with the difficult situation going on in my life. Okay, I can do that for you. My mom's in here. Everybody say hello to my mother. Say hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. Okay, so this is for Darlene. There's somebody that you need to contact, Mom. I don't know who it is, but thanks for saying hi to my mom in the chat. You've been thinking about other people for a long time. You've been thinking and having some sort of feelings around community or just other people in general for a long time, and you need to trust that the feelings that you have around these other people are correct. It's people around you, whatever that is. So trust first and foremost that the feelings that you have around these other people is correct. That is the way forward. And then you've got this chaotic situation, and in this chaotic situation, it feels as though this is an opportunity to look at things that are not easy to look at and not make excuses for anything that you have in your mind that may be, how do I say this? I'm not sure exactly. That may be uncomfortable, I guess. In regards to creating something, what is creating? In regards to creating something bigger. I'm gonna ask about this a little further. But there's somebody that you need to contact. I'm not sure who it is, but there's somebody that you need to contact. They've got what you need. They've got warm, sunny energy. It's like a way forward. It's like a light. I see. So this is in regards to something going on. You keep getting the edge card, which is a card of difficulty, right? Or not difficulty, of going somewhere new. And you've got this mirror card, which is the card of relationships and partnerships. This guy. And on this side, this discomfort and this energy, this zooming in, going inward, looking inward, looking at the minutia, is being reflected back to you with these guys, right? The card of the dead and grounding yourself. So let's look into that a little more. Interesting. What is this? Okay, so this card right here, this combination of cards is you looking the demon right in the face, right? And every relationship that we have is a reflection of our own inner world, right? Of ourselves. I know I probably sound like a broken record, but whenever we look at someone else, we're actually looking at ourselves, right? And this is causing a lot of discomfort. But what's being reflected, what's coming in through the other side, through this energy, is the dead ancestor cards and this reflection on dreams and moving into some sort of new life, right? So the other side of that mirror is another dimensional shift, right? An ending, perhaps. Something like that. But your main medicine out of this question is that trust your feelings around these people that are trying to work with you, and get into contact with the right person, whoever this person is. It's a lot of heart energy, a lot of sun energy. Sometimes this is just communicating clearly and communicating with that feeling, but it feels like this could be what I'm hearing is communicating with warmth, yeah, and joy, right? We got the heart, the sun, and joy. So communicating and communicating from a place of love, right? When you contact this other person, when you touch this other person, that kind of thing. Cool. I hope that helps. Hope that helps, Mama. All right. Okay. Gnome says, I've been having a really rough time with writing my seminary papers to finish my degree. What is it that's holding me down? Also, if you're still in here, send me a little heart. Send me a heart button. Hit that heart button. Oh, exploded it. So, Gnome. Yeah, nice. Blow the heart button up. Thanks, y'all. Love me some hearts. It's so funny how good that just made me feel. They know what they're doing. Sending me some hearts. Okay. What is it that's holding? What is it that's holding Gnome down? Interesting. So, sorry, you got the Mars card. Got a lot of planets. You mostly got planets. So you got the Mars card covered by the Neptune card. So this is, again, this is a card of passionate energies. This can look like anger and all of that, but it looks like just conflict in general in regards to your dream life. Or the things that you dream. So having conflict perhaps with what it is you are trying to create. Does this make sense so far? Internal conflicts of, yeah, again, dreams of the things that you're dreaming about. And the way that forward for you, you've got Pluto here and Leo. You've got two suns surrounding Pluto. So for me, when I see this, I see that this is potentially wrecking you a little bit, beating you down a little bit, right? Putting you through the ringer. Again, everybody's got the Pluto card so far, every single person almost. And then you've got two of the most positive cards in the deck on the other side of it, surrounding it. So this is a situation that you have to go through this trial to get into this other place. And what's holding you down is I think maybe I think it has something to do with maybe being rigid with yourself about your dreams. What is it about the things that you dream in your life that you're wondering that's that's holding you down? Yeah, and this is going to be a search for you. Think about this. Go inward. Figure out what it is exactly in regards to your dreams that is not making sense for the situation. So, I hope that makes sense. What's holding you down? It's not necessarily that you're getting held down. It's that you are going through a difficult period to try to get to this sun energy. That makes sense. So you can become new. But it requires that you find this guy lurking around in your dreams. Where did these dreams come from? That set you on this path. Address that, and you'll be a lot lighter in your approach. Easier to move forward. Holly, I've been aimed for a big move for months, ever since the opportunity arose, but obstacles have cropped up continually. I'm in limbo, neither here nor there. Am I moving or not? I'm okay with either. I feel like a lot of us are here too now. I feel the same way. I've been looking for a place for months now. Got some good leads though, finally. If you ever move to California, give yourself a year before you're stable. It's insanity out here. Okay, best medicine for Holly Rose. Before I even look, say, am I moving or am I not? We're always moving. So let's figure out how to ask a question in regards to this. What is it about? I wonder what it is about your situation that is bothering you, other than being in limbo. Like, is it the not knowing? So you have some interesting cards so far in regards to this question. So I just asked what the best medicine for this is. You've got to connect to your body, be yourself, and dissolve all notions. So we're just going to do a spread like this. Everybody's getting the dead card too. Pluto and the dead. They're heavy these days. So it feels like, intuitively, it feels like you're trying to push some sort of change on yourself to remove parts of yourself that you don't like, which is almost like that Pluto energy. But because I'm not seeing Pluto in play here, it's almost like the best way for you to transform your situation and all of that is to stop trying to change yourself. Does that make sense? Stop trying to change yourself completely. Like, stop struggling against yourself, if that makes sense. I know you're asking about a move, but this is what's popping up. And then you've got next to it, this is the way forward, to just embrace who you are. Be yourself. You're already there, right? Be yourself. You can't force a change in yourself effectively at this moment in time. You have to be yourself and accept yourself. And doing so requires that you tell everybody else to kick rocks, right? In regards to what they expect of you. And that's difficult, but that's the way forward. And then you've also got this here, which is connecting to your body, right? Your body has an awareness to it that is going to lead you forward. Yes, it's going to lead you forward. So connect to your body. This is a message from the other side. They want you to know that you need to take time to take care of yourself and your body at this time. What is this, Dad? Yeah. Yeah, and rest. Take time to rest. So this isn't a time when you need to enact and force any of that change, getting rid of parts of yourself. That's not it. You need to focus on yourself and being yourself as opposed to what other people want for you. If that makes sense. So I know that's not like a direct answer to that question, but sometimes the best medicine ain't. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Ask for a parting card for that. Yeah, trust. So if you do anything today and listen to what I have to say, then sit down after this and just pose a question to your gut. Ask your gut what it is that you have to do, right? Trust your gut. Yeah, you can always ask another question. So, bye, Helen. You can re-ask it here. Yeah. I don't think the questions disappeared. I'm only on the 6th one of like 20 over there because a lot of people showed up and just asked them again. Yeah, California's crazy, but this is where I have to be. Glad you made the move. All right, Taurus. Okay, general guidance for Dolores. I didn't give you general guidance, did I yet? I can. Here. So, Dolores, I think that this is a meditation for you to meditate on what it is, how you experience joy, and what joy is. That's your general guidance. Go and ask yourself, what is it that actually brings me joy? And how do I express and share that joy with the world? What does that look like? What are the finer details of how that looks? That makes sense. And let yourself be joyful. I think that's really important. I can't wait to get these decks out to everybody. I've worked for years to try to get these out, and it's crazy. It's crazy right now. The world is coming apart, but it's happening. Okay. Kurlotech asks, what is my life path? Nice. Well, Kurlotech, that is your real name. The first card you got is Return to Love. Spreading joy and love, spreading love, and coming back to love. Right? This is the card of a new day. This is such a bright spread. So your life path has to do with coming back to love with yourself and others, so you can share with others. So there's two people walking into that new day. And learning how to say yes more, perhaps. I hope that answers your question. It's kind of a broad question, and oftentimes I tell people who ask me that question to define what their life path is based off of their own joys and talents and things like that. We have to define and find our life path through trial and error often. But for you, I love that for you. Congrats. Seems like a lovely way forward. Cool. Let me get back. So PDX Lasher, I have professional plans to do psychic and spiritual work, but I've been struggling with the fear of putting myself out there. Can you ask whether this would be a successful venture? Well, let me tell you, as somebody who's been doing this for a while now, you have to decide what a successful venture means first. So putting down on paper what it means to be successful. I've had so many conversations with people and they don't even know what that looks like. So they have no metrics for whether or not something, so they just keep going and going and going and feeling like they're failing, or when they've made it, if you actually look at what they're doing, then they've made it. So a successful venture could take you really wonderful places. It could be a financial success, right? What does success look like for you? It could be a way of life as success, right? If you can manage true wealth isn't a bunch of money in your bank account. It's like a certain way of living, right? So we do everything that we do to feel a certain way, right? We have all of these dreams and things like that, and we try to accomplish them so we'll have this certain feeling. So I always say try to cultivate whatever good feeling you can, and the more specific you can be about it, and the more you can convince yourself that you already have it, you will have it, right? So if you can convince yourself that you already have that way of being and that success, whatever that looks like, then you'll feel like you already have it. And so it's like a double whammy. You'll feel like you have it on the way to actually getting it. So you've already manifested the thing, even though the outside world hasn't caught up yet. Does that make sense? So I'm going to pull you some cards in regards to that question. Cool. And I get this every time somebody asks me about their job or a new venture. They always get this card right here, right? You're not an island. And whenever you do stuff, just like we're talking today, you have to have community around it. You have to have the things to share with the people around you. So that's very, very important. And then you've also got the air card. And the air card is super tricky. The air is representative of thoughts. It connects all of the other elements together because it's touching all of the other elements. It fuels fire, that kind of thing. So embodying the air element is really important. So it's always moving, always changing, and it's light. And then it also fuels fire, right? But the first card that I pulled for you is the weight card. So it may not be time just yet to do that. I would suggest going through and doing all of what I mentioned before about embodying those feelings before you really try to go for it, and setting out to give yourself metrics in regards to what it looks like to be successful. Hope that makes sense. Okay. I'm gonna go back to the form. Also, if you have suggestions for what you would like to see, I am doing so much. I'm not getting a lot of engagement on Kickstarter right now through my posts, but I've been building a website and trying to plan some classes. I have all sorts of music coming out. I want to be doing more of this. If this is something that you would like to do more, please let me know. I want to do more community engagement because y'all are very important to me. Like, I super appreciate you showing up today, and I super appreciate you bringing your questions and your enthusiasm and helping me fund this thing and make it happen. I know it's taking a little while, but I'm trying to make sure that it's done right and done right foundationally. So if you have anything that you would like to see or activities that you would like to do, I think that this could be a really strong community in which we all connect with one another. Hopefully in person as I do all of my craziness, especially once we get it out into the world. I think it's going to be even more powerful in the way that it can connect us all. So if anybody has any suggestions, let me know, or any classes that they want to take, that kind of thing. I'm going to be making videos on the way the deck functions and how to read it a little better, just for YouTube and for the website. The website is pretty much up. It functions, but the community aspect of it is not quite there yet. The Discord is still available. I'm put a function in there so we can hopefully eventually get a lot of people in there reading cards for each other and exploring the Mercury Oracle and life in general. But that said, let's go to the next question. Thank you, everyone. And hopefully, let's see, hopefully everybody is still with us. Okay. Margaret. Hey, Margaret. Nice. Congratulations on writing a book. That's always an endeavor. So, is there anything specific you want to know about writing the book? I always tell people that the quality of their question dictates the quality of the answer that they receive. And so if you have a specific question, you'll get a specific answer. I always like how and what questions. How can I do this to make this happen? That kind of thing. How do I make the process easier? Or if there's something that you're ultimately wondering about, let me know. Social media, Instagram and TikTok. I just hired somebody to help me with that kind of stuff because I don't know if you know anything about human design, but I'm a projector and I just get so burned out so quickly on that stuff. So I've got help coming, and now that I've got my studio set up, it's going to be way easier. I'm going to make it really fun too. I'm actually living in this really crazy warehouse right now, and it's so fun, and I want to share that more. Just life stuff is really really nuts right now. Very, very fun. But Margaret, so oh, lovely. I've kind of ignored this, but everybody's getting the Trust Your Gut card as well. So I'm going to put these towards you and turn the screen down. This is for Margaret. We've got the Return to Love card, which ultimately I want to read from the book on this one, because I will read my own book and forget the words that I said. And I'm like, oh my goodness. This is exactly what I needed. So this is a quote from Helen Schuckman. Love waits on welcome, not on time. We must always return to love, but the passage home looks like many things: surrender, forgiveness, hardship, and ultimately grace. Love is the ultimate attractor, but we must fully love ourselves so that we can show up standing in power in front of our relational mirrors. Like two mirrors facing one another, love can compound into infinite unfolding. We must know how to love ourselves first, fully and openly, before we can fully love another. Okay, so that's your first card. And that's in regards to others. Okay. So we've got the trust your gut card. I'm just going to read this. All of your organs are essential partners in the awareness and wisdom. In your awareness and wisdom, your gut is no exception. The most weighted and blood-rich area of your body, your gut is the center of intuition. It is your gravitational and energetic center. Your gut is the home to the nadis, also known as the Nabi chakra or the Manipura. The Manipura, the source of the 72,000 energy channels that run through your body. When we move from and make decisions based upon the feelings that come from the gut, we most effectively access our vital energies. Our gut knows the way because the belly connects all of the instinctual and intuitive parts of the self. It is the proverbial place of knowing. Our belly's wisdom is not limited to social constructors, desires, fears, or any sort of hindrances that arise from thinking and feeling centers within ourselves. Its direction is pointed and discerning. Trust your gut. So right from your gut. Okay. And you've got some illusions that you need to look out in regard of another, contacting others. So you've got a lot of others here, something with your book, and contacting, finding others, right? Contacting others. So I would say if you have someone on the line that you're trying to connect with, there could be some illusions around that. And oftentimes that illusions look like stories that we tell ourselves, right? So if that makes sense, that is for your book. Let's see, is this your year to get it done? Yeah, outsourcing it would be a good idea. Very, very good idea. So is this my year to get it done? Got the same card. Potentially not, but it's always worth starting. Yeah, you got the same two cards. When I asked if this is your year to get it done, you got the illusions card and the other card. So I would wait, honestly. So I asked if you should start it this year, and you've got the wait card. The wait until light. Wait until there's a new day. Right on. Okay. Hope that helps. Let's see who's in here right now. Nice. So D asked, what do I need to know now? What you need to know now is that this is a great time to bring heaven to earth through your actions. Right? Monetize the eschaton. The eschaton card is the card of heaven on earth, and doing so, you can make a reality of around you. This reality bubble that you put around yourself affects everyone around you. So if that reality bubble is heaven-like, then you live in heaven, right? So live good, live well. So there's Linda's question. Juno asked, should I sell my current home in the next year? That would be very, very good. Jupiter is the card of abundance, right? So that would be a very, you'd cash out, basically, is what I'm getting from that one. You'd cash out if you sold your home the next year. I know I'm gonna go out still. I'm excited to get out of the house. I'm gonna go to a disco tonight. Get my disco on. One of my studio mates is in a party band called Capiac. They're really fun. So I'm gonna go out to Venice and see them. Somebody anonymous asked, what should I focus on to improve my relationships with people? Being kind. Just be kind. Don't have to say much past that. Be kind. I'm kind of blowing through these ones. But I don't think any of them are here. So I spoke with Gnome. Somebody who is an alien emoji asks, what do you generally see happening for me and my family's upcoming future? I see some sort of shift into a new reality that is joyous. Good things coming for you. Am I moving to New Orleans or will it be a whole thing? Is that Holly? Hi, Holly. I think I answered that one for you. Got a complicated answer, but Kurlotech, I answered Kurlotech. Jacqueline, which area of my life will expand in 2024? Your heart, like the Grinch. Yeah, your heart's going to expand. Okay, let's see. I'm on the East Coast and I really need to bow out because I have work in the morning. Oh, well, thanks for hanging out, Holly. I really appreciate it. Can't wait to get these to you. Thanks for hanging out. Let's hang out more. Sawyer asked, what middle school should I go to? Hey, Sawyer. Let's see. What middle school should I go to? Let's see. The funnest one. What is the funnest one? The most chaotic one? The one with the most best recess? That's what I would say. Got the employee chaos card. Look at that guy. He's got an eagle coming at him. There's stars blowing out of the ether there. He's having fun. Dude is glowing. Let's go to the funnest one. So someone anonymous said, well, oh, actually, we've already answered that one. And Owen, someone named Owen. Owen Wilder said, new life and existing wonder in the world. What would you like me to pull cards about? New life and existing wonder in the world. Of course, I love doing readings for people. Thank you for hanging with me. Please do so more often. For Owen, new life and existing wonder in the world. It's not really a question, but you got these cards. You need to organize to get to more wonder in the world. And sometimes it's a little bit of a struggle, which means saying no to certain things to bring in room for those yeses, saying no to certain things to bring in room for the yeses, right? Say no more than you say yes. All right, y'all. That's it for me. I am going to get dolled up and go dancing. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. Let's keep doing this kind of stuff. Social media is coming up on the list of things to do. We got all sorts of good things in the works. It's good to see everybody. Good to talk to everybody. Blessings to everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will talk to you soon.